You say be the bank, you can literally be your own bank in DeFi. Anything that you do, anything that anybody on this show does, if you can gamify anything, you make money.
What's going on, everybody? Chris Naugle back at it at Money School Podcast, where we teach everybody how money really works, the truth about money, but specifically how you can take back control of your money by teaching you how to be the bank. But today is not about that so much. It's about something far greater of importance. And my guest today is one we've been trying to get on this show many times, but we finally knocked it out of the park, and we are going to go deep into this. My guest is Justin Goldston. Now, I'm going to try to just read you a little because he's got a lot of letters after his name, PhD, MPS, CSC. But here's the whole deal. He's a professor at Penn State University. He serves as a graduate advisor boards at Georgetown University and USC, and he is a recipient of the 2022 Educational Leadership Award from the Education 2.0 conference in Dubai, on my bucket list for the matter. We were just talking about this. He is a five-time TEDx speaker, of which he did 2 TEDx talks in a 12-hour period of time. Unbelievable. And none of you would understand that unless you've done a TEDx talk. But anyway, there's more to it. We're going to dive into it in this podcast. We're going to talk about decentralization. We're going to talk about its impact. We're going to talk about bringing education and finance to the masses in a completely different way. And we're going to talk about empowering every single one of you. Welcome, Justin.
Howdy. That was a great introduction.
I tried. Now
I have to actually lead up. I have to feel that. That's not good. We just met, Chris, and you're doing this to me.
I am, man. Right into it, man. Right into it. Well, first thing, I want to continue that talk we started about TEDx. Now, folks, just let me frame this up for you. So I did 1 TEDx talk. Okay, my guest here did 5, but the 1 TEDx talk, I've never worked so hard at a talk in my entire life. Part of it was because it was a letter that I physically wrote to my daughter. But the second part is they literally taught me, and I'm sure they taught you this, I had to memorize every single word verbatim. So the letter had to be memorized, and I had to deliver it precisely. I watched a lot of TEDx talkers go up there, bomb. And, they edit them so they can make them perfect. But I'm going to tell you, I went up there, I nailed every single word, but I never worked so hard. But yet you went out there, Justin, and did it 5 times, 2 of which you did in 12 hours. Tell the story.
This is a long story. I don't know how much. This might be a multi-series podcast. So depends on how we go. But anyway, what's crazy is the beginning of the craziest part. I had a dream that I did a TED talk. I sound like Martin Luther King. I had a dream that I did TED talk, right? And the way I am, I'm gonna get what I want. Right? If it's something like that, if it's like goal driven, I'm gonna make sure I get that. Right? So I was like, I was writing my dissertation. So I was close to the end of my PhD. Okay. So I was like, okay, I went on YouTube. I figured out how to get a TEDx talk. Right? They went through the steps on how to do it. I said, okay, I'm gonna apply to these 7 things. I might get one of them. Within a week, I had like 5 interviews, right? Wow. And then two of the TED Talks, they reached out to me and asked me to come speak. So the one at Architecture Institute of Technology. So mind you, in 2019, there are literally only 13 TEDx talks on supply chain, literally, or on blockchain, literally, right? So I went through all those TEDx talks. I referenced everybody. I gave everybody their flowers, right? Because you got to do that. And then once it published, everything went crazy. And I didn't even get that many views like that. I only got like 3,000 or 4,000 views once it got reviewed. But the right people seen it.
That's all that matters. It doesn't matter how many you get. It matters that the right people.
And that's why I'm telling all these. I was going to tell your viewers. I looked at your viewership. I looked at your subscribers. For your niche. This is super duper niche. Right? It's super duper niche, right? If you're getting a couple 100,000 followers on that video is amazing. That video was if you're getting 100,000 views on this particular topic, you have an award-winning video in that particular discipline. because it's so neat. Nobody knows about it, right? So that's so I did TED Talks. I was a horrible speaker. I got 3 TEDx coaches. I got 3 TEDx coaches on YouTube, on LinkedIn, right? You know who the best coach was? This is gonna make sense. The best coach were the students from RIT.
Why so?
Out of all the TEDx coaches I found on LinkedIn, right? The best coaches were the students. I had a PhD. They gave me the business on my first presentation. They chopped me up, boy.
That's a good coach. That's what a coach is supposed to do.
It was excellent because RIT was the first TED Talk I did. So the best feedback was the very first TED Talk. That's why those TED Talks are good. They're not excellent, but that's why they're polished, because they ripped me a new one in my very first one.
Beautiful. Hey, listen, I always tell people the best way to success is straight through the pain. And you want people to rip you apart. You want a good coach, a good mentor.
And the worst one was the girl. The girl was the one that was most painful. He was a leader. She gave me the business, boy. She was amazing. I got to check to see where she's at. She's doing big things, I guarantee you, because she was good. She was good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
She was bossing a professor around. I was like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. She was good. I forgot her name, but she was good. Yeah.
So I'm going to dive right into this just because of time. Some of the main things we're going to talk about now. Most people listening to this, you understand blockchain. At least I hope by now you all understand blockchain. I hope by now you all understand the difference between centralized and decentralized. But Justin, let's just pretend that there are some folks that are going to watch this, because thousands and thousands of people will watch this podcast. Can you just give them a quick summary of centralized versus decentralized and the importance of it, as well as the importance and the problem blockchain solves? And let's dive, then we'll just dive right into it.
All right. This is like a 2-hour conversation, so I'm going to make it quick.
It really is.
Centralized, TradFi, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, Diamond, right? Chase. Centralized. Decentralized. Imagine you all being Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. That's DeFi. You say be the bank, you can literally be your own bank in DeFi.
Yep.
That's why the reason why I found you is because I theorized we are in an infinite cycle in Bitcoin, in crypto, right? An infinite cycle has never existed. That's why I can't find nothing, right? When I looked up infinite cycle, you popped up, my friend.
Really? That's what I pop up as?
Yeah, because you have the infinite money loop, right? So if somebody looks up infinite cycle, you pop up. You're the main person that pops up because you have
fantastic.
You're brilliant, my man. You're brilliant.
Well, I didn't know I did that, but one thing that's interesting, and you probably haven't really heard me talking about this, but myself and a company called Infinio.ai have been working really hard on taking everything you hear me teach about being the bank to blockchain, and it's already done. It's almost there. It's going to change the way everything's done.
All right, it's already there, brother.
It's already there.
No, it's there for you.
It's there for me.
Go to BYO. Go on X. Go on X. Type in BYOB agent.
Please. Do I pop up?
I'm Oprah in here. I'm Oprah. You get an agent. You got an agent. You have an autonomous agent on X right now. You get an agent.
I did not know that.
Have one of your people. Now, I can change the wording.
Of course, I'm going to do that.
I can take it down if you want to, but I'm going to law school, so
no, don't take it down. Leave it up.
Have your team look at it.
I certainly will.
It's been autonomous for 3 days.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Welcome to the partnership, my man.
Thank you so much. No, that's phenomenal. And Dr. Murphy, who's over at Infinio, and Dr. Murphy's somebody that I really look up to. He's an economist by heart. Okay. So that means he definitely speaks my language, but he was part of the Nelson Nash Institute and helped Nelson with all the stuff that Nelson taught. And he kind of moved over, and now he's on to bigger things and working on this whole project, over at Infinio, of taking the infinite banking concept and, specially designed whole life to the blockchain so that it can be available for everybody. So people that, can't qualify for it, people in other countries that can't use it because their country doesn't allow it, all of that. You already said it. You said it right in the beginning. This is the future, but you're right. It's beyond the future, but it's also a place where it can be done so much faster and easier. And that's where I'm trying to wrap my head around it. And I think you can bring a lot of light to that because I'm at the very early stages of understanding of what the next phase, the next cycle looks like. And I don't think you're far into it. You probably dream about it. Where me, I still live in a tangible world where fiat is the currency of exchange, which it really is. But the thing I'm trying to bridge in my mind the gap to is, how do we go from fiat intangible to DeFi to this blockchain world where literally we can just use, well, we can use this infinite cycle, as you called it. So can you kind of just unpack that a little bit for the audience?
Yep. So I'm going to say something, and so what I'm about to say is the foundation. It's not there. It's here. You need to create a rocket ship example about what I'm about to say. I love that example. Or the car. We need an example for that.
Okay.
So because of blockchain, because of autonomous agents, we're going to have universal basic income in the coming years. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It may not come in the next 5 or 7 years, but it's coming. Everybody look up Andrew Yang. I think it was called Andrew Yang. So Andrew Yang did not call it universal basic income. He called it like freedom funds or something like that. It was universal basic income is a horrible name because it provides a misconception of everybody gets it for free.
Exactly.
That's not the case. That's not the case. Andrew Yang proposed you have to go onto a site and opt in to get $1,000 a month. You have to opt in. So my theory, so I've been talking about this at Georgetown for a month and a half now with my students. Oh, I'll have him shoot holes in it. I said, you want to embarrass me? Shoot holes in this. Oh, and they love it. Because I want them to shoot holes in it. Right? So I said, everybody gets, so hear me out here. I know we got to leave. Everybody has an opt-in for $1,000. You and me, okay, I'm down on my luck, hypothetically, right? I get the $1,000. Okay, now I'm good. Now I know somebody in my neighborhood needs that $1,000. I'm going back on that website and I'm turning it off. Right? So the more people turn it off, now there's a bigger pool to raise people up. Right? If you have a middle-class person that's trying to start a business, I save $1,000 a month. No strings attached. Now, once I save that up to start my business, now I'm bringing in people from the community into my business. Because I started my business and people see that get the things I'm doing, now they're shopping at my business. Now, because of universal basic income, I've brought people out of poverty. I've let the middle class start a business. The middle class is now given jobs. Now that has generated more income. Now that's generating more tax dollars.
Exactly.
Universal basic income is inevitable. It's coming.
5 to 7 years. You make it sound like that's a long time, but that's literally you have a 4-year-old just like I do. You see how fast those 4 years went with your child. It's going to be just as fast, if not faster, for the next 4 years. And you're saying 5 to 7 years, this is going to happen. That is, things are happening at lightning fast speeds. I can't even keep up.
I'm on a podcast, so I have to say something where people's not going to get on me. You know what I'm saying? You know how this goes.
I do.
It's going to be earlier, but I need to be conservative.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Now, let's transition a little bit. Gamak, okay, your company. So what is it that you guys do, and how is it changing not just people's lives today, but in the future? Because I think this is fascinating.
So this is important. Gamak is not my company. I started Gamok with a soon, and Gamok is a decentralized autonomous organization, a DAO.
Okay.
DAOs are recognized as LLCs by Wyoming, so look it up, right? A DAO. So if you go to Google Scholar, look up an article called "The Metaverse is a Digital Leviathan." I'll talk about DAOs in that paper. Okay, a DAO. So a Leviathan was like this big mythical creature, right? Where you're looking to chop the head off of a serpent, chop the head off of this creature, right? That's Leviathan, right? So the digital Leviathan is looking to enter into the TradFi world, right? That operates in fintech, Web 2 fintech.
Yep.
Web 3 is looking to disrupt, not chop the head off because that's bad. It's looking to disrupt and take market share from this Leviathan, from this TradFi Leviathan. That's what DAOs are. So DAOs are communities. If you hold a token, if you hold the NFT, right, you have a voice. So you go into the DAO. Anybody that holds a token, anybody within your money multiplier network, right, can make a proposal. Yes, you started it, but it's out of your control. Because if you said, "Oh, everybody, we're only getting a 20% discount. I'm gonna give you a 20% discount." Somebody could get upset, go into the DAO and say, "I want a 50% discount." And you know good and well, everybody in the community is gonna get that 50% discount because you can't fight that. And they have more tokens than you. So that means it's out of your hands. If you wanted to beat that, you as a creator have to go off the market, buy more tokens, and beat their vote to get it down to 20%. Now I've just gamified the whole process.
Yeah, you really have. Sounds fun. Sounds like my daughter's going to love that more than me.
But that's where all this stuff is from. And that's what I'm telling people. For this stuff, listen to every single word your kids are saying, because they're the ones that get it.
Why is that, though? That's what I don't understand. I've heard that from so many people, that our kids understand this better than we do, but our kids don't really have any knowledge in this. How can they have a better understanding?
They grew up on this. Your perfect example. You have a daughter, so you can understand this. Roblox. My daughter, like 5 months ago, she just started playing Roblox, and I wasn't really looking at it like that, right? Fast forward to like 2 weeks. I'm sitting here playing because like she likes Sonic because it's on Roblox, right? So I go to the video game store and buy, because I had a Sega growing up, right? The Sega was literally more for me than for her. But anyway, that was my excuse. So I get Sonic 2. This thing pops up. It's all it is writing. And she was like, big red button. I'm like, Sydney, how'd you read that? She said, I don't know. I'm like, what? 2 weeks ago, she opens a book and she's on Roblox, and she reads the whole sentence on Roblox. I'm like, how do you know that? I don't know. They're subconsciously being ahead of everybody and don't even know it.
My daughter's
this girl hasn't started school yet, and she's reading full sentences. But it's from Roblox, and her mother helped watching her with most of it is Roblox, I think. Now, her mother does work with her a lot, a ton. Her mother and her stepmother works with her a ton, right? A ton. But she's piecing words together on the fly.
Yeah, my daughter the other day, we go down and we play in the playroom, and I always put Lassie on, and I don't know why, just something as back filler while we play. But there's a commercial that comes on, and it's kind of a bunch of circles and neon colors, but it says, "We'll be right back." And she repeated that. Now, I'd never said that. I've never said that to her, but she said, "We'll be right back." I'm like, who's going to be right back? And she points to the screen and said, "We'll be right back." Yeah. I'm like, my daughter doesn't know how to read. Like, she's 4. I don't understand how that can, I don't understand what's going on.
Psychology is sight words. It starts with sight words. And when I start seeing those letters over and over and over again, they're piecing, like, they're reading sentences. In my opinion, I'm not a psychologist. I just read things a certain way. They see those words so quickly, they don't even realize that they're reading a sentence. They're just piecing those sight words quickly, and it just forms a sentence. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they've seen those sight words because like their brain works so quickly. Like Their brain works quicker, and it absorbs. That's why young kids can learn a different language so quickly.
They could learn several different languages quickly. I wish I was teaching Vivi how to speak Spanish right now, but I'm not. But I should be.
She'll be able, you can use an AI agent. She'll be able to learn it the quickest with an agent. She'll learn it the quickest with an agent. You can literally create a Rosetta Stone probably in about 5 or 6 days. Hit me up after this. I'll create an agent, because that's a good use case. I'm going for Sydney too. We're creating an agent because Sydney needs that.
Okay. Yeah, no, that'd be great, because we got a place in Mexico that we never really go to because we don't speak Spanish. It'd be great if Vivi could just talk to them.
So my fiance, she went to grad school in Mexico. So we went to Mexico. We went to Cancun a month ago for her birthday. Then 2 weeks before that, we went into so Mexico City, like an hour outside of Mexico City. That's like the biggest silver mine in the world. The place is absolute heaven. It's the woods. It's nice. You ain't got to worry about it. Ain't no crime. Because there's no crime because it's touristy, and there's cops with they're driving around with the machine guns on the cars, right? Because if you run out the tourist, you're running out a large percent of your revenue. Them cops ain't gonna let nothing happen to them people, to those tourists. They're not, right? Because they come in and they buy up all the silver. Oh, it's dirt cheap too, by the way. Because you can look in the mountain and literally see where that silver is getting mined at. Literally.
Wow. I've never been there.
Mexico's amazing. Oh God, Mexico's amazing. I love Mexico.
Your real estate business lives and dies by the network and the connections that you make. I mean, after all, your network, well, it's your net worth. That's what you always heard, right? If that's an area where you desire improvement, well, Private Money Club, it's for you. PMC saves you precious time and money by bringing the real estate world, well, right to you, right in the palm of your hand. So get in on the action, like so many others have, by going to privatemoneyclub.com and sign up.
Yeah, we used to go there all the time. You know, I'm a big surfer, so I used to go down there primarily to surf.
Yeah, that's like it.
Puerto Vallarta was one of my favorite places, just super mellow, easy beach, just nobody out in the water. I loved surfing there, but we just haven't been, since we had, our daughter, and that was during COVID, we just haven't really been able to get back there very much.
And that's the thing. I was a big fisherman, so I'm a marlin fisherman, right? So we 2 years ago, I hooked up on a white marlin. I get up to the boat. It gets off. We pull the line out. It snapped the hook.
That giant hook.
It snapped the hook. That's how we didn't land it, right? Wow. About an hour later, here we go. Here's another one, right? But after that, that's the last marlin I've caught, because I fought it for 45 minutes. I woke up the next morning, literally couldn't move my wrist. At that point, I was like, I'm getting too old for this. These big gladiator games, fighting the fish. No, I'm too old for that. Like, I'm done. I might go I used to go like once a month. I might go once a year just for giggles, right? And then on top of that, like you said, I have a daughter. So it's like, I've almost gotten pulled in by a tuna one time. So it's like, that crossed my mind. I'm like, I can't be doing this crazy stuff. To me, that's crazy stuff. If I have a 4-year-old daughter that I have to support, I can't be doing that crazy stuff no more.
No, I know. It's funny how everything changes, our version of what we do and who we are changes when we have children. And, the only thing that hasn't changed for me is the snowboarding stuff, because I'm still pretty stupid on a snowboard. And, I was just out this weekend crashing left and right. And I don't even think about it, but that's the only vice I have. That's my only getaway.
It's going one tweet's going to end that. I'm telling you, it's not even going to be drastic. It's not even going to be drastic. It's just going to be one tweak. So I played baseball my whole entire life, and I played semi-pro ball, right? This little college kid, University of Maryland, threw me a curveball and I swung and jacked my back up. It was a tweak. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. No,
that's what it's going to be. Like,
I know it is.
It's like you're going to tweak your ankle or your ankle or your knee or something, and then you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I can't do this no more.
It's going to happen. I literally still go to the gym because it's so ingrained in you. When you're a professional athlete, like, all you remember is the training you did prior to the sport. And like, I still go to the gym. I still do the same workouts to train. I'm in Pilates trying to get my body limber, because at 47, I'm just not quite as limber as I was in my 20s and 30s. But, I'm just trying to push the inevitable. I'm trying to just push time with what I do.
I do that too. And it's like perfect example. Whenever we used to go to the beach, we used to always play beach volleyball, right? We're sitting in a little cabana. Here they come with the volleyball. Here my mind cuss thinking I'm 25 again. I'm sitting here out there. I jack up a lot of stuff. Well, because once you hit 40, you jack up a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I sit there and jump, and something tweaked. It wasn't pain. Something tweaked in my knee. I said, "Let me go sit my ass down." You might have to cut that, but anyway, I said, "Let me go sit down." I'm too old for that. I used to love volleyball. Now I see. And then the next one is I'm gonna hurt something playing ping pong in Mexico. It's crazy. I'm getting old.
That'll be a good story if you heard something playing ping pong. I'm sure it'll happen, but hey, that'll make her a good story.
I didn't think I was gonna get hurt playing beach volleyball either. That's not that intense, right? Well, yeah.
I don't know. No, I guess not. But there's always take a ball to the nose. There's a lot of things that could happen.
Oh, I said, let me go sit myself down, man. And the thing is, so you understand, you were the athlete. Something a little small like that, it hurts you to the core. That's beach volleyball. I love beach volleyball. And I was butthurt for like 2 days, literally. I was jealous.
I get it.
I was jealous they were playing volleyball.
That's where I get if I'm out riding by myself, I usually don't do too much crazy stuff. But then I get with the younger kids and they're ripping down, they're going through the park, hitting the jumps, and I can't not do it. It's just ingrained in me. And that's probably where the downfall is going to be. I've had several injuries over the last 10 years after my career ended, and they were all injuries because I was trying to push to be what I used to be as I got older.
Right?
Yeah, and my body breaks.
Sit yourself down, old man. I'm telling you, because that's me too. I'm older than you are. Sit yourself down. I'm telling you.
I want to get into education in finance because I know this is what was your TEDx talk on?
Straight blockchain. It was straight general. All right, here we go. Here's a test to everybody. Look at that TED talk in 2019. Look at all the use cases I talked about in 2019. Google those use cases during COVID. Every single one of those use cases happened in 2021, 2022. Here's a crazy part. The only one that didn't happen. I said, imagine sitting at your home and voting for the presidential election from your home on the blockchain. That was before the Biden-Trump election. If you recall, during the Biden-Trump election, if everything would have been transparent on the blockchain, that nonsense wouldn't
never would happen.
That debacle wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
watch those TEDx talks.
Yeah, so folks, we're going to put that in the description. We'll put the TEDx talks up there for the one he did in 2019. It'll probably be pretty scary for you to hear, but education is a funny thing because I've tried numerous times now to go to. I've tried BOCES because I just thought that would be easier, trade school, but not just BOCES. I've also gone to the board of education here locally, trying to teach financial education to some classes, primarily like seniors in that right before they get off and go to college. And I've been shut down every time. I've put together what I thought were amazing presentations, amazing, simple ways for these kids to learn, how to be the bank and simple concepts that I teach. But yet every time I got shut down and I couldn't quite understand. It's not like I was asking them to pay me, not like I was doing it all from my heart, all on my own time, and they wouldn't allow it. I don't quite know why financial education is something that they just put roadblocks up, since we were talking about that earlier. But with blockchain, education can be different. Can we just talk a little bit about some of the stuff you're doing on that and bringing the education in finance and basically kind of bringing I just have a note here, decentralized education and personal finance through platforms that you are creating. And I'll throw in Private Money Club because that's certainly going to be an exchange in the future for what we're talking about.
I can build. The answer to your question is nothing but gamification. It's all it is. Anything that you do, anything that anybody on this show does, if you can gamify anything, you make money. It's psychological. People like games. So to answer your question on how can you get in, you put up your own money. You put up your own money and they can't deny you.
I'm doing that right now. Yeah, we're building a amphitheater at my daughter's school through our foundation. And I said my caveat is I get to teach financial education here, not just to this school, but I get to invite people from other schools. Yeah.
You asked your own question, my friend.
Okay.
That's
Didn't know it was going to be that hard of a roadblock to get through, but okay, yeah, because it's not cheap doing that.
So, I was not. Please believe me. So I've always done that because I've been so far ahead. Even in academics, I've been so far ahead. I just have to put my own. Penn State. I got a TEDx license at Penn State. But because I wanted to choose people like top tier people from around the world, I had people fly in from Africa. And because they wanted to bring in students with subpar pitches, I offered to put my own money up for the TED Talk, and they still try to shut it down.
Wow.
You can't stop me. So you got to put your own money up, and you shut down everybody. You do what you want. And I'm telling you, this might sound bad. You might want to cut this out. I answer to no one except for my fiance, my daughter, and God.
Yeah, that was a good one to answer to, for sure.
Right? So if I have that mindset, if I want to do something, I got to do it myself. I know that's not the term. That's not for everybody. But because of my experience, because of what I see, because of my research, that's what I have to do. But that's me. I'm a 40-year-old black man. My situation is totally different than Chris Naugle's. Totally different. We're both brilliant, but our situation is totally different.
Yeah, which I think could be said about any two people. I think their situations are always going to be completely different, which is what's so fascinating about it is there's no one that's the same.
And there's no right or wrong answer.
That's very true.
There's 7,000 approaches. Look at YouTube. I can't do what you do, but it works for you. You know what I'm saying? You can't do what Gary Vee does. You can't do what Hormozy does. It works for him. You know? So
I love it.
Answer your question.
Love it. So with everything that's coming, you said 5 to 7 years when we talked earlier, like what are some of the signs we should be looking for? What are some of the things we should be leaning into? Like, I guess I'm going to be selfish and just ask for myself, what should I be leaning into? So I realized a couple things. What I teach with the BYOB, the infinite banking concepts, is fully based in the tangible fiat world. So we're always going to basically be reliant on the value of the dollar, at least in the United States of America. So I see that as a problem into the future, but I also see a lot of things changing from a governmental level. But I sit here and I try to think, where do I push my energy into? What's the future going to look like? And what direction do I need to go with my teachings? What would you say to that? Because you're much better at seeing into the future than I.
Drop everything and get on AI. Literally drop everything.
How do you get on AI? That's an interesting question because like people say that all the time. Like people like myself, I know of ChatGPT. My team uses a lot, but to bring AI into what I'm doing, I do not know how to do that. Like Private Money Club, like our exchange, right? Our community. I need AI in there to do so many things. I just don't know how do you bring AI to something?
Again, don't reinvent the wheel. We'll create a partnership. Give me a referral link. You'll have a class. Very simple.
Okay.
I'm very straight to the point.
All right, well, done. I think about this all the time.
It's literally that simple. You need a class. You need a class for AI, a class for the foundations of blockchain. Then you need one. You need one for crypto and blockchain. The foundations of AI is a separate class. The agents is the advanced. That's the holy grail. That's where everybody's going to make their money.
The agents. To which you said you already created one.
BYOB agent. Go on there. It's fully autonomous. It's literally trained. So what I did was I took. So here's the sauce. Here's the sauce. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I created an agent. I took your top 3 most viewed videos. I downloaded a transcript. That's what the agent's trained on. Now, it doesn't have everything, but it has your top 3 most viewed, your top 3 top viewed. That's what it's trained on.
What would it take to feed that agent another 997 videos?
It'll take nothing. It's all about cost. To be honest, with the right amount of money, I can scrape the internet every single day. I published the very first. So everybody go on my LinkedIn on the post that was for December 16th. Me and Jordy Schaefer published the first academic journal article co-authored by an AI agent. This was last Tuesday. Jordy tested GPT on who coined the term incentive symbiosis. It showed up yesterday. It said Justin Golston and Jordy Schaefer coined the term, and Gamot Data, which is an agent, not even human. GPT said this. They coined the term incentive symbiosis on December 8th. Go on my LinkedIn, it's right there.
I'm going to put that in the bio. So I'm going to have Shauna get all these links, or actually, it might be easier if you just, after I'll give you my number, text them over to me, and we're going to get all these.
I got a whole list of stuff. Just pick out the ones you work for.
And I'm going to put it, folks.
Pick out the ones that work for you. Yeah.
There's so much to unpack here, Justin. That like we're just not going to get it done in one podcast. We're definitely going to do another. Yeah. So we're going to give them some resources in the description and let them kind of go down and see what this rabbit hole looks like. And then we're going to come back and we're really going to bring this thing full circle. And because I want to watch some of these, and I want to watch some of this stuff and be better prepared. I had some notes here, but boy, oh boy, I feel like I should have done a lot more homework before those.
Again, I'm super thorough. So like I really piss people off by the amount of resources I give them, but I'm going to send you one link to put in the bio. I'm going to send you one link for you to review because you need to be onboarded for you to actually educate the people. You don't say it. These are my thoughts, okay? You're a very brilliant man, but you have a big community. So you need to have your stuff straight before you say a word, but you understand that. But this is different. You know infinite banking like the back of your hand. So something will come up, you know exactly where to go to look at it and get the answer. Okay, boom, I did this video. But you have to be an expert on this AI stuff. You can't be a grifter. Somebody sees something, squirrel, talks about it, sells $10,000 worth of videos, and then you don't see from him. No.
Yeah, I know a lot of them. I can't stand that. I will not be that person.
You need to be an expert on this before you start talking about it, because then you're going to be making money before you even talk about it. But you have to actually have your hands on it to knowledgeably talk about it. You understand that though. You can't watch these videos I send you and talk about AI. You can't. You have to get your hands on it and play with it and prompt it and understand how the prompts work before you even start talking about it.
Well, you watch a lot of my stuff. Everything I do is drawing because I have to play with things. And that's my way of playing.
That's why I'm telling you this. I want your analogies.
Yeah, I have to draw things. I can't read something or listen to something and get it. I have to actually use it. I have to go out there and play with it and then draw pictures of how it works and visualize it through the pictures. That's the only way I can learn.
Now, I will say a lot of stuff I'm doing is an experiment. It's like harebrained. So like a lot of stuff, there's going to be some things like Justin ain't doing that. I'll guarantee you, because my stuff is crazy. But that's how you find the innovation.
It is.
You have to be Elon style. And that's my mindset. I gotta be Black Elon. I gotta think about crazy and push the boundaries as far as I possibly can. So
we need a Black Elon. So if you're stepping up for that role, let's get it done.
Well, assumes a Black Elon, I'll tell you that much. He's like Bob. I told my uncle last night. Assoon is Goliath. We have one person called Josh. He's David. I'm the ant beside David's foot. It's that crazy. It's that crazy.
Yeah, I saw them on your website. That is crazy.
We have absolute blockchain and AI titans. Well, a lot of these projects do. So look up AI 16Z. Though it's a project that's literally a month old. They announced that they're creating a PhD program for Stanford, a month-old project.
Wow.
That's how quick the space moves. That's why you need to drop everything for AI.
All right, I'm writing
$1 billion market cap from zero in a month, literally.
All right, well, I'm going to need your help with that. So we're going to have an offline conversation.
We need to talk offline. I didn't talk to your team offline, whatever. I know you're busy, so just hook me up with a team member and I'll talk to that. We'll schedule everything and then we'll get it going. But I know you're busy.
Yeah, so folks, I mean, how many of you listening to this? This is more of just a conversation, but how many of you are interested and want to know more? So I'm going to put those links up that he gives me into the description of this video. But how many of you want to do this again? But how many of you want to go deeper down the rabbit hole next time when I have a better understanding of this? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put a pin in this for right now. Justin, thank you so much for your time on today's podcast. But this is just a warm-up round for the real podcast we're going to do. So we'll get this thing out there.
We didn't get 5% into it.
No, we didn't even get 2%.
That's like 5%.
I know. That's all right, though. That's all right. We got everybody interested, and that's the only thing we needed to do today. So with that being said, folks, get ready. We're going to be talking about this again. So keep your calendars open, and we're going to be going into this. You might even see Justin pop on the Wealth webinar once we kind of dissect a little bit of this. With that being said, Justin, thank you so much for your time. We'll get all those links up in the description. For all the rest of you, thanks for joining us for the Money School podcast. We'll see you on the next one.